Oh, it's all good. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. No worries. Jump in how you can. What, Shireen? Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
Going. Going. What's
Hey,
up, Dylan?
Dylan.
Dylan, my brother from another mother.
Hi, Dylan.
Monica, how are you?
Good seeing you.
You too.
You can get rid of me. I'm following you everywhere you go.
That can't be a bad thing. Dylan's a great guy to follow.
Oh, Dylan is amazing.
Yep.
We
The
were
whole group of
together
people.
Maui two weeks ago.
Yeah. The whole group of people we have here are amazing. Like everybody has instrumentally been attracted to this tribe. Group of people are all amazing. I'm so grateful for this group. I couldn't have picked a better group. Or they picked me, honestly. But Shireen started it all. That girl right there at the bottom. She and I paired it all up, and we just kind of ran with this thing. So love her to death. She's everything. So yes, thank you. But yeah, we just have a good group of people, man. It just rolled over to people like Dylan and Tara and everybody in the Big Island, and we got amazing people.
How many people usually attend your meetings?
It averages about 50-ish. Yeah, usually. It ranged. We had 80. Not when we had in Sanford. I had about 80 people there that week. But it averages about 40 to 50 every week.
Wow, that's a good group.
Yeah, it's a really good group. We try to continue to add value. I try to bring great speakers. Like you, I mean, I'm just trying to keep bringing more speakers, more value to this place, and keep everybody excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great group, good family. Oh, I'm still working on my YouTube shorts, Dylan. Yeah, I can't quite figure that out. Yeah, I'm still like Instagram and Facebook, like okay, but I haven't really done the YouTube shorts yet. I'm still trying to work on that.
Or just create longer form stuff for YouTube.
Yeah, I guess so. And break it up into small nuggets.
It's good. It's good that the all the team meetings are there now, so easy to watch.
Right? Every team meeting is there. Podcasts are there, and any of those side interviews that we're doing are all there too. So I'm trying to keep all that in one location now, and then just keep driving everybody to that team freedom thing.
Yeah.
So, man, these funnels got me going crazy right now, brother. Holy moly! I'm like up to like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night trying to do these funnels. I'm like, ugh. But I'm getting it, and it's building out. But it's gonna be amazing when it's done. But it's just like, man, it's a lot of work and initiative, a lot of work.
Levy did some training on YouTube this week. I had his Zoom link. I can send it to you. It's recorded, but he did a video on YouTube training, and then you can set up session with him, and he will kind of help you navigate through what we don't know, because obviously he's crushing it. He's closing $1 million plus on YouTube channel and the real estate business.
Okay. Hey, I'm open to any kind of stuff. Honestly, this is my thing. I'm open to anything I can learn at this point. And I'm just barely getting into this YouTube, Instagram kind of Facebook thing right now. So I'm doing the reels and trying to tag it all together, honestly. What's up, Bo Benjamin? My brother, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. On the end of the earth, the planet from Hawaii.
Broke up a bunch on my end. I didn't hear you, buddy.
I said you're on the other end of the planet from versus Hawaii.
Yeah.
What's the weather like?
It's not bad today. It says high of 44. We're right about there right now at 2:00 in the afternoon, and nothing but colder after that.
Oh, geez. We're not far from you, man. We have an entire week of rain out here in Sacramento. It's ridiculous. Again, Tahoe.
You can see the sunlight coming from this side. That's a welcome thing in Indiana this time of year, because we get like 2 days of sunlight in February.
2 days.
It's like that. It's gray skies usually. Other than that, we got
like you're living in Alaska. Right? Jeez.
March comes and it's like everyone's so happy because at least it's sunny, and then it rains a bunch, but it's sunny again, and like we'll take it. Start to warm up. But
Well, you're close to. So Monica, Ohio. Are you close?
Yeah. Oh yeah, a couple hours.
Okay. I'm like, you guys got to be close. You two. Like, I don't.
Yeah, we could have done it in person.
Yeah.
I didn't take geography in high school. I didn't even go to high school. But yeah, so I'm like lacking that area of knowing the map really well. I know where California is at. It's about it, and Hawaii. Other than that, can't tell you much. Just being honest. But awesome. So you guys are closely neck of the woods over there. I understand the same kind of
Very close. Yes, I might need your contact. We send a lot of business to Indiana, and we don't have anybody down there.
Well, paid to be on this meeting today. Then.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Hey, right there. You're welcome. Boom. You know, it's
There
funny.
you go.
Somebody the other day, they're like, you know what? You got all this great community, but he says, I don't really know people. We jump on this team meeting and I don't really know people. Like I see your faces and your names, but I don't know them. Like, you know, it's right. It's kind of like it's ironic. We get on here, we try to connect, but the reality is I don't like, if I didn't know Dylan and I just come on this call right now, I'm like, oh, I see Dylan Anaka's name. I don't know who he is, or I don't know who Shireen is. Like I see your name and your face, but I don't know you. So I was like, maybe we should do it where maybe every week a couple people will just say their name and tell you themselves who they are for those that are joining this team. Don't really know people and like how to connect.
I agree, Chris. That's not a bad idea, but I'll say the 100% jump for me was just going to Build and seeing probably like the majority of you. So if you're sitting on this thing and you don't know the faces and names, like you got to go to Build or one of the other ones, because you get to know, not only do you know who they are and where they're from, but you know their personality and whether you jive. And I mean, you pretty much jive with everybody, but you connect. You can make best friends with people. Like, you know, I'm trying to be Dylan's best friend. He hasn't let me in his inner circle yet, but
hey, that's hard. You got to have dark skin, bro.
yeah.
That was totally wrong. And you
can see how awesome Jill is.
Oh, I know.
You realize quickly that Jill runs Mike's entire team, and he'd be nothing without her.
100%. 100%. Mike Blake would be lost without Jill Lutz. 100%. We all need a Jill Lutz in our life, by the way.
I agree.
Is Jill
Jill Lutz took 4 days off, and Jill Lutz is still trying to make it through all the email right now. Feeling a little chaotic. 4 offers getting accepted while you're gone. I think I need to go on vacation again to get us more deals.
So Jill Lutz needs a Jill Lutz to help her.
True.
Back her back up.
That's right. Sometimes you need an extra backup. That's why I got Jacqueline.
Well, maybe we should do like an auction type thing one of these days. Like, can we auction off Jill? Maybe we can hire her from Mike. Can we take her from Mike? Just want to say right now.
I don't know, Chris. You got to be very careful how you market that. You know?
I know, right?
You don't want to get in trouble with the FBI here.
Not really trying to sell people here. Oh, look at Ross. Ross.
Listen, no, I was just gonna say Jill Lutz needs to make a Jill Lutz training course. So that way we all, I mean, that could be something.
There you go.
Ross is the smartest one of us because he just goes straight to in person. He doesn't even worry about jumping on the Zoom. He's like, I'm gonna sit by her.
Right, I get to see him all the time. So,
and I noticed Ross kind of did jump into the Dylan Tanaka hair club for men. I love that. He just went for it and shaved his head and told his wife, I don't care. I love it. All right. Well, hey, let's get this thing rolling. 7 minutes in. Honor some time. I know I gave realtors a little bit of time. This is like really our true 11 is 11:07 is our true 11 for real estate agents. Gotta love that. See all these happy faces. Good to see everybody. What's up, Cindy Griffey? How y'all doing? Jennifer. There's 2 Jennifers here. Jennifer M and Jennifer C. Jennifer Canada and McClellan. See you guys. Deuces. I love it. All right. And then also Jennifer Castillo up there from Hawaii. She's up there too. Camera off. But we got one of these days I'm gonna get everybody to have their camera on. Even if you got rollers in your hair, we're going to be good with that. Even if you have no hair, we're going to be good with that. No makeup, no hair, no nothing. And Doug Seeley, were you in Costco, Doug?
I am at Costco, dude.
Ah, geez. That's like a Costco ceiling all day long.
I gotta get some shit done today. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do some multitasking, despite my wife thinking I can't do it.
I love it. Well, hey, grab some eggs while you're at it. Those are high commodity right now.
We are. We gotta do egg whites for Rhonda, but I'm tuned in, guys. You might not see me.
Awesome. All right. Let's go here. So tell me something good. Come on, we got some good news out there. Tell me something really good. What's happening to you guys in your neck of the woods? Something that made you excited, happy, something that just made you sad. I don't know. Whatever. It could be good too. Bad news could be good news.
I got one.
Go ahead, Ross.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead. You go first.
All right, thanks, buddy. I mean, how about we don't fall for the realtor bullshit that thinks that they've been in the business long enough to know that it's a bad market and doesn't recognize that it's still a good market. Stuff is still selling fast. 37 showings on one house, 4 offers. I know Mike dumped one pretty fast this weekend too. Like, it's still happening. So don't fall for the idea that it's not. It's driving me crazy today.
Yeah, it is. Across the board, unanimously, the market is getting hotter. Properties are going pending faster, and they're going off the shelves. So, yes. Thanks for sharing that, Doug. Go ahead, Ross.
Heck yeah. So I would say a huge one for me would be, I hear my echo. Yeah, thanks, Jack. We got a couple laptops streaming in all the same room.
Yeah,
but basically, I had 2 appointments for team members to possibly come over to EXP and or my team. But the one meeting I just had at 1 o'clock before I came onto this call, he was just like ready to go. Like, hey, where do I sign? How do I get done? And for me, it was the first time that I explained EXP to somebody that I felt like I was tackling all their needs and wants and understanding. So it was good because, yeah, someone's coming over, but good also because I felt confident in what I was saying and how I was presenting the opportunity. So it was a ton of fun.
I love it. Isn't that exciting? It's kind of infectious, right? Once you start getting that momentum going, it's like you want to go talk to everybody right now. Like, who else can I help? Who else can I help? I love it. Thanks, Ross, for sharing that. Good for you, my friend. Congratulations. Who else? Somebody else. You got to have something good here.
Hey, Chris, I hit 100. I hit 100 agents in my group last week, so it's a big milestone. It's been a grind for, it's been a years-long grind, you guys, but you just got to stick to it. And that's from 25 FLAs, so it's like one every other month. It's less than one every other month, but you can get there. Everybody can get there. Some people get there real quick. Some people take a little bit longer, but it doubles every year as long as you stay at it. And at this pace, be 200 next year and 400 the year after, and financial freedom soon after, right? In a few short years. So just got to get after it and grind.
I love it. It's the consistency that's everything, right? I love it. Dylan, congratulations, my friend. I'm proud of you, brother. So proud of you.
I want to actually, can I congratulate my team member, Jennifer Castillo? She capped yesterday or Friday. So,
Jennifer, where's your beautiful face? We got to see your face. Congratulations, Jennifer Castillo.
Right? She's here somewhere.
She's here somewhere. She's got curlers in her hair, making breakfast. It's all good. We still love you. Congratulations, Jennifer Castillo. That's awesome. Brandy, good job. Your team's rocking. Good for you. Miko, go for it, Miko. Raise your hand. Your mic muted? Where's she at? Is she on the call still? I see her up there, but your mic's muted, Miko, if you're talking. All right, let's go to John Mack.
Good morning. I don't have good news. I have a question to everyone who's providing the good news, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So with those agents that are coming aboard, is there a trend amongst which agency is most fatigued with their current situation to target?
Dylan, anything particular for you, or is there like a specific niche you're following, or you're just doing your thing, right?
Everybody's having pain in their own way. You just got to find out what that pain is and if we can solve it for them. So, I don't think there's across the board. Anybody at a franchise right now, it just is financially irresponsible to stay there not having a cap and paying a franchise fee. So I think that's something when production is going to go down. Just knowing the financial formula off the top of your head or having a quick calculator to figure that stuff out is very, very helpful to get people's attention because I don't know if you guys are hearing this, but a lot of fees are going up. Splits are being readjusted for the and Gene Frederick talked about this, right? It's not the traditional. Traditional is good. It's old fashioned. For the old fashioned real estate model, the cost is just not sustainable in a down market like this. And all of these folks went gangbusters and paid a bunch of agents to join and outlaid all this cash and bought new offices and did all this crazy stuff when the cash was flowing. And now that it's not flowing, they got to get the cash back from somewhere. It's going to come from agents. So that discussion is happening right now amongst all of our peers in the real estate industry. And you just gotta ask them about it because they're not going to volunteer it up, right? You got to reach out and make that connection. So cost is a big one right now. And
awesome. Thank you.
Even Real increased their costs quietly. I don't know if you guys saw that, but even Real had come out and changed all their cost structure and increase their costs. So anybody who thinks it's cheaper to go there, it's really not if you run the numbers and you really know the details behind the model.
Yep, they did. It's got a new ICA. They got a real new one. and it changed dramatically. So, Jacqueline, you had a question?
Dylan, that was an amazing way to put it. Fiducially irresponsible. That's amazing. I'm going to use that. Perfect.
Yes, you're practicing financial malpractice for your family if you're at a franchise brokerage right now. I mean, anybody who's selling like more than $3 million in real estate, I mean, they're giving away 5 figures in income, right? I mean, like at least $10,000 in income if you run the numbers.
It makes sense. Numbers don't lie. I love it. Somebody, Jacqueline, had a thing, and then Bo.
Ross and I were talking a little bit today about the difference between a profit share model versus a revenue share model. And we're going to see a lot of Keller Williams agents are going to be really frustrated as the profitability that they're used to getting these big profit share checks, those are going to start dwindling away. And it's not because they're opening up more brokerages. It's just because they're not profitable right now. Right. So that might be a good area for us to really focus and hone our attention is to agents who have traditionally had profit share.
Oh, 100%. If you guys understand the profit share model, because I was the team leader for 3.5 years, the profit, we used to use cap management. Cappers paid our bills. And so we had a set amount we had to get the max amount of cappers to pay our bills every month. So we had no seasonality. The problem is when you start lowering your cap to match, like, for example, EXP, they did recently, you now have a threshold where you're expanding, you're having to get more cappers now to cover your expenses, and there's less profitability. So 100%, your profit share model is gone now since you had to match our cap. That's number one. Absolutely 1,000% correct. Thanks for sharing that. Bo.
Oh, I was just going to volunteer Dylan for doing a financial comparison, like an Excel sheet or Google sheet. He's probably already got it. He just needs to share it with us.
He does. He already does. You can put numbers in it.
And that way we all have the tools that can easily show the people. I have one as well. It's probably not as good as Dylan's though. So.
And it depends too. If you're looking for a big team, we had that availability with Ashley Galladay. I don't know if she's still in that role any longer though. From what I heard recently, she's no longer in that role. But we had a department in there that they could take an entire brokerage, put them in there, run numbers, comparison side by sides, and spit out a complete projection Excel sheet of what it would cost them to be here at EXP, what they're running right now, projections, and for future. So it give that analogy on a larger broker, if you're dealing with a brokerage or a larger boutique versus a single individual real estate agent. But Dylan does have that spreadsheet for a single individual agent with caps and stuff you can plug in, accessible. You were correct, Bo. He had it already. He had it probably 5 years ago. Awesome. All right. So real quick, comment touch. Hopefully you've all got the book of the month, started reading the Atomic Habits, man. I'm telling you, my 3rd time through this book, I'm seeing things differently and reading things. It's hitting me differently than it did the last time because I'm in a different place in my life, man. I'm telling you right now, understanding where I have to get to take care of to get where we want to be at. My goals and outcomes are just based off my habits, which are thoroughly fueled by my identity and my belief system, right? Without that interior piece, I'm never going to really reach my goal. I got to get back to the basic, understanding what my belief system is and my internal identity. I'm never going to run a marathon. And I'm using Monika because Monika was a professional racer, but if I'm not like a runner, I'm never going to really identify as a runner. I'm not going to go run marathons. That's just what it is, right? If I identify myself as someone who's always been overweight my entire life, I'm going to really have a hard time buying in and actually trying to lose weight, my goal. So you got to get internal, everybody. Get internal about your belief system and who you identify as. Find that person to become to identify whatever it is. Closing more deals this year, being a better husband or wife, being a better mom or dad, whatever it is. Got to figure out what that is and become that person. So that book, if you haven't got it, go into the classwork. It's on Amazon. Get the book, James Clear, Atomic Habits. And if you read it before, read it again. I'm telling you, it's going to impact you differently now because you're in a different place in your life. It should. So,
hey, Chris, I want to tack one little thing onto that was kind of profound to me this last week was we all look at our things in our life, like you mentioned the family, hobbies, things, whatever we're doing. But something that clicked with me this last week was I saw someone say we all have 24 hours and you are exactly what you trade your time for. Time is the true currency. Whatever if you put time into your family, you are a family man. And if you put time into your business, you are a business person. And the key with the habits thing too is doing your day evaluation. Dylan's done that too on a spreadsheet that one day. But it's what are you using your time for? That's who you are. You can't cheat that. Nope. You can say whatever, I'm this, I'm that, but it's not what you say, it's what you're spending your time on.
100%. Because what you're spending your time on is creating the consistent habits that are going to make you that person. 100%. So you're 1,000% right, Bo. Thanks for sharing that. It's about what you're spending your time on. And as we all know, yeah, Dylan has a spreadsheet down to the seconds of what you should be doing with your time. So he's a very time managed individual, which ultimately now he gets to peg and decide where he's going to be as an individual, right? Which that's awesome. That's amazing. It really can get super hyper focused and intentional, like micro on the things and where you want to become better at. So that's kicker. Thank you so much, Bo. Appreciate that. So we are actually Carl's not here this week. He had to be gone. So we're not going to do a mortgage minute, but we're going to jump right into our guest speaker today. Monika Deroussel, right? Is it Deroussel?
Yeah, that's good.
So we saw Monika at Build in Texas. Brent had her on stage. Oh my God, she rocked the stage. I mean, she's the most raw, real, just like she would say things like, I don't understand you guys. You could make $1 million by just doing this and you're not doing it? What's wrong with you? Like, I love her transparency. But we're not talking about somebody who's just some sloughy. I mean, she's #1 RE/MAX agent for 7 years in a row in the greater southern part of Ohio. #1 RE/MAX agent in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. I mean, she's started to build a team here at EXP too. So, and her background is a track and field. Were you like Olympic style, Monika?
I trained for Olympics, but I didn't make it because my country has no money. So I won nationals, I think 7 times, but in my country, they only take people to Olympics if you're going to make semifinals. And I actually trained since I was 10 years old. I went to boarding school and I had to train with the guys because I didn't have single woman fast enough to push me. So I missed my qualifying time for 96 in Atlanta, but I have no regrets. So if I had to do it over, knowing I'm not going to make it, I still would train twice a day, every day. Knowing I'm not going to make it to Olympics, it's a journey that counts. And it was the most amazing journey. And I would do it over again, no question.
Well, I mean, say, look at the habits, though, you built and instilled in yourself, those habits that you now have rolled into your business. So, hey, without further ado, we might as well just segue into that right now. You can take it over, Monika. Love to hear your story. Start off and kick it off. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome, the timing of me being on the Zoom with you guys. So thank you again for having me. But, when I got started in real estate business, we moved to Cincinnati from Minnesota and I knew nobody. And I was going to become financial advisor. I have MBA in finance. And I thought, well, it's going to take too long to get the license. So real estate was faster and easier. So I took a shortcut and I got my real estate license because we were supposedly going back to Minnesota. And I had my 3M job on hold for me. So I had nothing to lose, just to learn something new and enhance my life and life of my kids. So I got my real estate license. And my first year in the business, I sold one house. It was my girlfriend moving back to Europe, to Switzerland. And I sold her house and I literally made $1,800. That was my annual income, my first year in business. And, we have a good group. I have about 100 agents with me on EXP Lead now. And I love when people say, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to quit. I sold only 10 houses. And I'm like, oh, honey, you 10X me. I sold one house my first year in the business. And I made $1,800. And everybody, including my husband and my family, asked me, this is not going to work. They literally you're costing us a lot of money to make $1,800 a year income. But I think like you talk about, it's the habits. And I love everything about real estate business because it's the basic things we do day in and day out. It's being present. It's being out and about with kids. And it's just simple things that takes time to grow. It's like a farmer, you're not going to grow your business overnight. And I think with the technology today we all think it's going to be instant. I'm going to do YouTube, I'm going to be Facebook, this, Instagram, that, and I'm going to pick up 30 leads a day and going to go big. And even if you follow anybody's story who's successful, they will tell you, like, even YouTube guy says, I did not make single sale for 7 months. I've been, popping YouTube videos and there was no sales coming. And that's how I feel about my business. I would do open houses every Saturday, Sunday. I would raise my hand and I would tell people, I'll do 2 open houses. Back then I worked for Remax. We used to have a phone duty. So I would go to the office Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and answer calls, hoping somebody will call and I can run out and show houses. But it's the basic little things you do over and over and over that everybody quits. After 3 months, they go, it doesn't work. And I think the key to survive this business in today's market is consistency and doing little things over and over and investing money in your business. My first year, I made $1,800. And I would start mailing to my neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood about 300 houses, and I would start mailing cards. Hey, new listing. It wasn't my listing, but hey, house good listed. Do you have friends who you want to move to our neighborhood? Let me know. I'm in the neighborhood. I'm your neighborhood realtor. Let me show it to your friends and family. And I literally mailed to this neighborhood for 3 years, every month. Now I'm making $1,800 spending money. And after 3 years, I literally had every listing in the neighborhood. But I had no listing, no business, nothing in the neighborhood for 3 years. And if I look at my newer agents, all my agents today would quit. They would do it maybe for 3 months or 6, and they go, it doesn't work. And then they jump on something else. I've been in business 19 years, and I still mail to the same neighborhood. And my favorite call is like, hey, Monica, I just got your card with a market update. We're going to be moving to Chicago. Can you come over on Saturday? I mean, it's amazing, but it takes so many mailers, so many years of dripping over and over until the business grows. And so when I coach my agents, I tell them it's consistency. Pick up one thing and just do one thing over and over and over for years, and it will work. So whether you're going to be YouTube or whether you're going to do Facebook, my kids are 20 years old now and they all make fun of me on my social media, but I'm trying. I'm like, I know it's going there. So I'm trying to learn from the best. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm learning from the books and, reading books, watching YouTube videos, reaching out to people who are really good. Can you help me to get it started? But it's doing one thing over and over for years until it works. I did open houses every Saturday, Sunday. People would call. And when I first started in the business, I would show houses to people buying house for buying low income, housing. People wanted to rent house. Whatever people needed, I was there for them. And I think it's that heart of servant that you give unconditionally. Whether you make check for $100,000 or $1,200, you take care of your clients same way. My first $2 million listing was I volunteered at school, and I'm like, whatever needs to be done. So they needed somebody to clean bathrooms. So me and this other mom, her name is Michelle, we would clean bathrooms, and we would make fun of, nobody wants to do dirty work. And so we would clean bathrooms, talk about kids and, just life. Well, her brother was flipping house, and she said, hey, can you help my brother flip his house? It was $40,000 home. I took the listing. We flipped the house. I don't think I made even $500 because when I started, our splits were 50-50. So, on $40,000 property, 3%, $1,200, you split, you pay fee, you about $500 in your pocket. And so we cleaning bathroom, talking live. Year later, she calls me. She said, hey, honey, we're going to move to Tampa, Florida. Can you sell my house? And I'm like, sure. So she gives me an address. I pull in and I'm looking. I'm like, this must be wrong. $2 million property. And in Cincinnati, $2 million is like $20 million in LA. Like, it's the top of the top. And people go, how did you get listing? We scrap toilets together. Building relationship. You never know who will call you. And it's always giving without expecting anything in return. I ran professionally all my life, and I absolutely love track and field. And so I coach as a volunteer. I had so many job offers to be paid as a coach, but I said, no, I want to give back. I don't want to go to staff meetings. I don't want to, do paperwork as a coach. I just want to coach. And I have coached kids for 15 years. I run with them every workout. I would pace them. I would go to the race. I would pick up kids for practice if parents couldn't go. And the amount of business I got out of the track and field parents was unbelievable. And I never coach because I wanted real estate business come out of it. I coach because I love running. Like it's obsession. It's my passion. It's everything. But I coach, and with me giving to these kids through running, I got rewarded with so much business that was unheard of. I would move families as they, move closer to high school, move for jobs, divorces, death. I had so much business coming out of volunteering work that people go, how do you get all that business? And so many times, people go, how do you pick up business? I'm like, well, go to church, do fish fry, volunteer at the summer festival, like give back to your community. It comes back, but so many times we go, what can I do for you so I get something back in return? And so when I started growing my business, I would always try to do what's right for the others, and business did come back. When I was first agent, I would take listing, I would go on listing appointments, and I lost some of the listings because I didn't have much experience, but I always told people the truth. So I go on listing appointment and people go, I said, what number would get you excited to get your property sold? And they go, well, I want to get 500. I'm like, well, honey, Monica wants to be 21. It's not happening based on the numbers and what we see in the marketplace. Your house is about, 450. Well, the other agents sell it, it's going to sell for 500. And I said, I understand. I'm here to sell your house, not to take the listing. However, if it doesn't work out, call me. And my business tripled in 08, 09 because so many agents would just take listings, just to take the listing, providing information that was not accurate. I look at us as professional. We're there to serve people and provide information because we're supposed to be the expert. We're not supposed to go on listing appointment and please the seller and tell them what they want to hear. So I would go on listing appointments and I would lose them because I'm like, if it doesn't work out, please call me. And 6 months later, I would list 20, 30 houses a month because people go, Johnny didn't sell it. Can you come and sell it? And we would take houses and sell in 2-3 days after people experience 5-6 months of pain. But by then they trust us. They knew we're going to get it sold. And we would sell their house, and then they would tell all the neighbors, do not call Johnny, call Monica. She knows what she's talking about. She took my listing after 6 months of torture and had it sold 48 hours. So I always went on a listing appointment. I'm there to get it sold, but I would not compromise taking listings at lower commission or taking the list price that I knew in my heart will not sell. And I built my name and reputation on, if you want truth, call Monica. She will tell you the way it is. And I don't know if it's good, but I built my business that people trust me. And now 99% of my business is referrals. It's, we serve a lot of families. Now kids are getting married. We buying kids' houses. We buying, selling parents' houses. But that business is built on trust. Like I don't compete for listings or buyers. People refer me people. And I know when Johnny refers me somebody, it's me and me only. So, and it's constantly exceeding people's expectations and delivering what they hire us to do. So when I take listing, I go step by step. This is what it's going to look like. And if you do things that we asking you to do, we should be sold in 48 hours, depending on the market conditions. But it's taking care of people from start to finish. And I believe as a realtor, we make a lot of money, but I believe we become part of people's lives. So not only we buy and sell houses, but I'm always there for my clients. We go to weddings, we go to graduations, we go to funerals. I had a funny story. One of my VIP clients passed away during COVID, and in Cincinnati during COVID, you only could have the closest family attend funeral. The family was from Jordan, and it was 5 brothers. One of them passed away. He was my client. So it was 5 brothers family and my client's 3 kids and his wife. And that's all it was at the funeral home. So I show up and my client lived in Cincinnati, but 4 of his brothers were in New York area. So I haven't met them before. We're at the funeral home and it's Monika and family. So one of his brother comes to me and he's like, how in the world I am related to this woman who's 5'11" when average height in my family is 4'2". And the wife goes, well, she's a realtor. Like, it was family and me. And I told wife, I said, you know, it's such a blessing to become part of the family when during COVID, it was not even cousins were there. But, you know, when he passed away, she, you know, I called her and she's like, you're going to be there, right? And I'm like, you sure? Because of restrictions and everything we went through. And she's like, we're not doing this without you. You have been there every step along the way during the biggest decisions of our lives. He would want you to be there with us. And so it was such an honor to be at the funeral home with the family because we become part of the family. So we go to, you know, funerals, weddings, graduations. Every time our clients have babies, we send flowers. We do Valentine's brownies. Every client who buys house with us, every Valentine's, we send them something, you know, ice cream, brownies, you know, depending on the family, flowers. Every time there's death in family, you know, just because we did transaction in 2016 and I got paid $21,000 doesn't mean, you know, we close the book and we move on. That client becomes part of family circle and we take care of them for years. And my favorite calls yesterday, I had 3 referrals. Hey, Monica, my friend is moving from Chicago, buying, you know, this price point house. I do a lot of foreigners because I'm foreigner. So all my, you know, relocation people coming from overseas, they go, you need to talk to Monica. It's not even like there's another agent, even though we have 9,000 agents in Cincinnati. All my international people, they automatically come to me because they like, she will take care of you. She understands visa. She understands, you know, medical restrictions for kids and immunization. It's not just taking care of real estate transaction, it's providing services above and up, you know, beyond. And so when we take care of client, this client becomes mine forever. But, you know, when I start building my business, my number one goal to build real estate, when I went from 1 house to 5 to 30 houses a year, I wanted to build the brand that I don't compete. It's just like I think of Apple all day, every day, because Apple product excites me. It's like, how are we, all of us, paying, you know, $1,400 for the phone and nobody has money? How do we wait in line for 4 hours and nobody has time? Because we all believe that whatever Apple is going to bring to our life is so exceptional. We don't question price. We don't question we're going to wait in line for 4 hours, which nobody has. And we're willing to endure any pain or inconvenience you might have with the phone. Imagine you do that with your business. Like I love when we were in Hawaii, I had clients waiting for me. I'm like, oh, this is amazing that we have 9,000 other people in Cincinnati who can take care of them tomorrow. But people will say, I'm going to wait. When are you coming back? And that's, you know, that's building brand. That's building brand that you will survive good, bad, and ugly market. You will survive when market goes down because there's always people on the move. And I think we need to create brand that people know. I know there's less expensive realtors. I know there's a flat fee company. I know there's whatever, but I want Monica because I know she will take care of me from start to finish. I mean, people refer me clients and they said, you know, you don't have to worry about anything from start to finish. She will tell you when to worry. I tell my clients, they go, should I worry? I said, I'm the first one who's going to worry if something goes wrong. I will let you know. I said, no news in real estate is great news. You know, we're there to get you from start to finish and hopefully make it as smooth and uneventful as possible. But it's building that brand on taking care of clients and providing exceptional services, always communicating, always keeping everybody in the loop. I remember buying my first house. I was so lost in space. I didn't know what's happened, you know. So I was thinking, how would I feel if I was first-time home buyer? How would I feel if I don't know what's this on inspection? So I always believe we need to provide our clients with exceptional value and build that brand, just like Apple. I love Apple. I'm obsessed with Apple. And I'm trying to figure out every day, how can I build that name just like Apple in this real estate business that people will say, I'll pay you 10%. I had a client for sale by owner. We bought him high-end $1 million home. And he said, I love you, but I'm going to save some money and go for sale by owner. Well, this didn't work out. And his house was listed at 400. And I said, I will not charge you commission just to prove you that I've done this before, and my goal is to make you money while I make money. So I took his listing at 400,000 list price, and I said, if I sell at 400, I will not charge you commission. But if we sell at 420, you give me 1%. If we sell it at 440, you give me 2%. If we go 450, you give me 3%. I sold his house at $475. I called him. I said, Bill, I have an offer. And he said, what's your offer? I said, $475. He said, you deserve to be paid 5% listing side. I never asked for 5%. I got paid 5%. I feel bad for the buyer's agent because it was listed as 3% co-op. But he understood the value of my services, and he tried for sell by owner. And I don't target for sell by owner, but I bought this gentleman high-end home. And he said, I love you, but I'm going to save money. And I said, I completely understand, but I'm there to make you money while I get paid. And when I got him offer at $475 at $400,000 listing, he gave me 5% list side. But that's building brand where people don't care how much it costs to have us providing services. They rely on us. You know, I had 3 eye surgeries last year. And I always joke about it because, yeah, there's cheaper surgeons. There's people, you know, and my friend said you can take fork and poke your eye out. But when I walk to the eye surgeon, I go, how many times a day do you do it? I want to make sure he knows what in the world we do here. And, you know, what's your reputation? What are other patients saying about you? Because, you know, you're not going to play with my eye. I need my eye for the next 100 years. And that's how we have to look at us as real estate people. What's your reputation? What are other clients of yours saying about you? And how many times a day do you do that? And during real estate transaction, it gets so emotional. It gets so stressful. I believe it's our job to bring that peace of mind saying, we're going to take care of you. We've done this before. You know, we do it twice a day, 3 times a day. Now, going, you know, fast forward, I closed 128 houses last year. I think I closed almost $40 million. I'm an individual agent. I think I was ranked 29 in the country out of 87,000 agents. But my business and the numbers, it's reflection to taking care of people. It's not that I'm better than others, but what I see majority of people do, they take care of clients, they close the book, and then they chase, you know, next lead, next buyer, next seller. And what do we do with our business? We nurture the relationships because it's so much cheaper to send people brownie. We do pool party, we do Christmas party, you know, we always give back to people who already bless us. And that business multiplies 10x every year. During the slowest market in 08, 09, my business tripled because I would always take care of people and I always would do what's right. You know, when we list houses and people were going through divorce or relocation in 08, 09, and the numbers did not look good, I would say if you financially can consider leasing instead of losing $70,000, would that be an option? And people that we leased houses in 08, 09, instead of taking fire sale and losing $50,000, $70,000, are people who send us more referrals than anybody else. People that we suggested do not sell house, they put at least for next 5 years, send me as many referrals as people that we actually move. I have clients that I would look at them and I would tell them, if I was you, I don't think I would sell yet. I would stay in this area at least for 2 more years because your appreciation is predicted at this rate, and you might double the value of your house if you stay another 2 years versus making 27%, you know, just 2 years later. And so if people, you know, we provide advice, and I look at me going on a listing appointment as, you know, I'm there to provide advice so they can make educated decision. When we're working with the buyers, you know, we always go, God forbid something happens, you're buying this home. If you have to move or life happens, you know, people get divorced, people die, whatever happens. But if we have to unload this house you're buying today in less than 6 months, can we make 10% profit? And if the answer is no, we're not buying it. Because in Ohio, the cost to unload and sell houses on average 8 to 10%. So if I'm buying somebody $200,000 home, when we're purchasing that home, the question is, if we had to move you in 6 months, can I ensure you can at least break even? And break even at 200 is 220. And if the answer is no, unless people are in love, and when they're in love, you can stop them. Because then it's not brain talking, it's emotions, and you can argue with that. So when people are in love and they want, this is what they want, I get out of their way. This is what you want. I know the numbers don't look exciting and promising. We have to resell in 6 months, but if this is what you want, I stay out of way. But they know, because I have the discussion with them before we put anything on paper, that if we have to sell this in 6 months, I don't want to anticipate making hefty profit. This house might be costing you money if for some reason life forces you to sell in shorter amount of time. And so it's having the data, not arguing like, hey, this is not a good neighborhood. It's just providing data. This is what the neighborhood looks like. This is the average, sold price. This is what we're gonna sell in 6 months. And it's always educating and giving back to buyers, giving back to sellers, giving back to your fellow agents. Attraction is amazing because if you take care of agents, they want to join you because they want to know what you have that they don't have wherever they are. So I think it goes bigger than just buyers and sellers. It's building business on the brand that, especially in this market and changing condition, I think the agents who are going to survive are agents who are going to continue to do what's right. Always walk away if it smells funny or fishy, or, like I walk away from bad deals. If people go, I want to list at flat fee, I said, I have 5 agents I can refer you because, my time is so precious and valuable. I want to make sure we work with people who appreciate what we do for them, and they're so happy and excited they refer us to 10 other people. If people shop for the rate, I don't compete because it's not competing on apple to apple. I want to compete on providing value that is so exceptional, just like iPhones, that people don't question my fees. People don't question, when you suggest price reduction, because you're on top of the market, you're constantly educating, providing value to the sellers. If market changes, and it will, and it's changing, you need to be on top of the game. You need to say, I understand the seller sold in May 2022 for 600. Market is amazing, but we don't have 37 offers. We only have 4 offers now. Let's be a little more aggressive with the pricing to make sure we get you sold before your deadline, whatever that deadline looks like. But I think it's also being positive. Like somebody said earlier on this call, I have 100 agents and I check with them regularly. How is the market? And I have agents who go, oh my gosh, it's terrible. I mean, how will consumer buy with you when you're so doomy gloomy? Yeah, market is amazing. Yeah, rates are up, but you still can be creative. You find a lender who can do, ARMs, 5%, 10%, 15 years ARMs. And people go, I don't want to do ARMs. Well, do you understand ARMs? What do you know about ARMs that scares you? What you don't know about ARMs? And let's bring the lender on the phone to educate you, because maybe ARM is the best thing for you. It's understanding solutions for clients. Reverse mortgages, I haven't done those for 10 years, but we have people who are like, what do you know about reverse mortgage? Well, let me get the lender on the call to educate you, to make sure this is what we want to do. But it's providing values to your clients, but being positive, because I get so excited about downturn market because my business tripled in 08, 09 during downturn market. But I think it was my energy, because everybody's like, this is terrible. It's the end. And I got so excited because I'm like, my business is doubling, tripling, while everybody else around me was negative. And I think the same is going to happen in next 2 years. I talk to so many agents every day. They go, do you have any business? How do you get listings? And I'm like, well, if I talk to you for 5 more minutes, I might go into deep depression because your energy does not excite me. There's so much business for all of us. You have to be creative. You have to find opportunity. I call my clients that we bought houses on 08, 09. How is the house treating you? Oh, I just paid off. Do you want to move up? Do you want to upgrade, or do you want to stay and buy investment property? Like, be creative. And people go, what do you mean about investment property? Well, if your house is paid off, maybe we create passive income buying investment property that one day you can pass it or sell it to your children, right? And they go, let's talk more. I mean, create opportunities. Real estate is unlimited opportunities. There is so much business that's untapped, but we're afraid to call our previous clients and say, hey, how's the house? Well, I don't like this. Do you need a contractor? Would you like to move closer to the beach? Would you like to, downsize? I mean, people needs change, and it's being in touch with them to understand what their needs are today, because what they needed 7 years ago is very different than what they need today. But unless you talk to these people, you don't know what they need. And I think it's energy that we spread to this real estate community, that the market is good. I do market updates. I tell people market is on fire. Any market in Cincinnati, we have 2 to 3 houses. And people go, market is crashing. I said, no. In 08, 09, Monika had 185 houses to show you. Today I have 2. It's demand, supply, basic economics. I don't have 185 houses to show you, and prices are driven by demand and supply. So your house will not crash because we only have 2 houses in your market. Who do you know that we can call and maybe get them excited to sell house and move up to nicer home or downsize to smaller home because kids are gone? But create your own opportunities by talking to people. I mean, I will go to, restaurant, talk to 3 people in the bar, and I pick up 2 buyers because they go, you think the rates are not bad? I'm like, honey, we used to see them at 15%. 5% is not deadly. And if you don't like it, and you refinance when it goes lower, right? It's not a death sentence. How often all our clients refinance? But now we all like, rates are bad. Well, you can refinance in 7 years or 5 years. You can do ARM. You can be creative. But it's us providing solution to these people, because people move once or twice in lifetime. I have a client yesterday. They end up building house without me. I sold their house, but before we listed, they were already under contract with the builder. And so I saw them yesterday. I'm going to be selling his parents' house. And I said, so how did your construction goes? And he said, it was the worst experience of my life. He said it was the worst nightmare. They finished building $2 million home, and the builder said, oh, by the way, you still owe us $250,000 after everything was finished, closed, and everything. I said, how is that possible? And he said, that was my experience. Every day with the builder, there was surprise. And I said, that's why you hire a realtor. He's a heart surgeon. And I said, it's like heart surgery. You want somebody to take care of you from start to finish. You don't want to have that unexpected surprise in heart surgery. And the same thing happens with the building houses. People think they don't need us, but they need us more building houses than, buying existing home, because you have 9 months or 12 months of unexpected surprises, and they build once or twice in a lifetime. And the wife goes, yeah, we didn't know we need to order light fixtures. We didn't know we needed to order landscaping. It wasn't part of the package. And I said, yes. So now that you know how your process went, please do me a favor. Any of your friends who are considering building, please send them my way.
Yes, it pays to have experience, for sure.
Well, and it's just like, people move once or twice in a lifetime. And he's a heart surgeon. And I said, can you imagine you saying, well, let me see if I can do the heart surgery on my own? No, you do it once in a lifetime. You want to make sure it's smooth from start to finish. I said, this is what we do. You building $2 million dream home. You want this experience to be so exceptional that you're so excited once you move to your dream home. Now they're so angry, so pissed.
Yeah.
And enjoy that house, and you build it for 12 months. That's not the outcome you're hoping at the end of the day. So, I tell people, we make money helping you along the way for 12 months, but the experience is going to be so exceptional, and everything is going to be so beautiful at the end. You will forget. I mean, it's not even the money we get paid. It's how you go through the process and how you feel at the end. So, but this market is exciting. I am so excited. Hopefully we do have a little slowdown because it gives all of us opportunity to shop.
100%. I love it. I love your energy, by the way. It's like been going on like an energizer bunny. It's kind of infectious, who I am too. So it's like we match. I love that. Real quick, let's take a couple of questions. We got some minutes. Bo, you raised your hand. You got a question. Go for it.
Yeah, Monika, you were a speaker at Build last year, right?
Yes.
Yes, and you just spent, I thought it was going to be a repeat, so thank you. You were concentrating on sales here, which was just as valuable as what you spoke on, but because I don't want all these people that may have not been at Build to miss out, can you do like 2 or 3 minutes of what the story you said? Because you are responsible for my calendar having a recruiting call, and it says for a half hour every day, recruiting call, 1 million in 5 years, and that's all because of your presentation.
Well, and I think I can expedite everybody's time. The video is recorded on YouTube. So when you go to Brand Go, everybody can just watch the whole thing. But it's just like production or recruiting. Like, I'm a runner. So when you say I'm going to run 4 minutes a mile or 4:30 a mile, you have to break it down into smaller increment. What does it look every day to get there? So it's like buyers and sellers. Like, I call my clients every day. I mean, I call it like I literally will say, I won't do anything, have second cup of coffee. I have first one in the morning. But I'm like, I won't have second cup of coffee until I call 10 of my previous clients. And I literally make the cup of coffee and I'm looking at it and I won't touch it until I call 10 of my previous clients saying, how are kids? How is business? How is family? Because you got to, it's a routine. It's the small habits that matter. It's just like recruiting, you know. I was in office the other day with one of my agents and I said, let's recruit together. And I love recruiting because we have what's best for these people. They just don't know about it. And she said, I don't like rejection. And I said, Jennifer, you don't have to worry about rejection because these realtors don't even answer calls. We literally called 29 agents and I got one agent on the phone. And I'm like, how are these people in the business? Answer your damn phone. Like, he's like, I don't want to be rejected. I'm like, well, we're not getting rejection here. We will have no answers here. And 29 people, we literally called people for 37 minutes, 29 calls, and I spoke with one agent.
Wow.
And he asked me, can you call me again in 2 weeks? I want to talk to you some more. But I had 28 no answers. And so it's the routine that you do over and over. You set a goal and you know, okay, this is what I need to do. And if you crunch the numbers, you know, I want to make $1 million. It's not that difficult. It's 5 agents for next 5 years. Like it's not a, you know, my production went from $1,800 to 7-figure income. And I told people when I got licensed, I said, I'm going to be the #1 agent. And they're like, honey, you're not from Cincinnati. And I go, I know, but it's going to take me a day or two to build a business. But when you do same thing over and over with knowing where you're going and having, it's like just runner. You can't go out and run 26 miles if you never ran in your life before. Like you will be so hurt. It's the same thing. You're not going to make 7-figure income or recruit 100 agents if you don't start with one person at a time. And it takes time. And I think in today's day and age, nobody, you know, we're just not wired to be patient.
No, we're all entitled. Well, at least the younger generation is entitled. Let's be honest.
And it's instant gratification. You know, I want it now. And I mean, that's why people quit attraction. Because they come to EXP and they see Brent go and they see Rob Flagg and they see all these superstars and they go, it doesn't work because they try for 6 months, they get 3 agents, reject them, and then they assume this, we missed it. It doesn't work. And I'm like, just getting started. Practice makes perfect.
I love it.
My favorite part of your presentation was when you were talking about where you're from and you're on the stage, you were like, are you kidding me? You guys won't even make 10 calls? Like I have so many friends back where I'm from that would do this to make $1 million, and you guys are saying no. Like that fired me up.
You know what bothered me when the war in Ukraine started? My parents lived 30 minutes from Ukraine, and we had so many refugees coming to my hometown where I was born and raised. And I mean, it was just all these. I mean, there was a 10-year-old kid who walked from Uzhgorod, which is in Ukraine. His parents died in war. The kid has backpack, walks for days and days to cross the border to come to Slovakia. And the kid is orphaned. His parents died, but he walks for days and days to cross his border, becomes refugee in Slovakia. And people go, I don't want to be rejected. I'm like, are you kidding me? There are people like that kid who has no parents, no place to go. There are people who don't have jobs. There are people who would die to have your opportunity. This is what fires me up because I grew up in a communistic country. And in my country, it doesn't matter how much you try, you will not make more money than me. We all paid equally. Government takes care of medical, of education. And it doesn't matter if you work 17 hours a day or 4 hours, we all pay $200 a month, equal. Everybody's equal. And so here you come and you go, okay, I'm going to work, 10 hours and you can make 7-figure income. And people go, well, it's hard. I'm like, you go bring somebody from Ukraine and said, can you please cold call these agents for 2 weeks? They would die to have that opportunity. And we take it for granted. And it just bothers me because I grew up there. And it's the world of very limited opportunities. And we're so blessed to be able to be rejected or called name. I mean, nobody dies. If people call your name on the phone, they do all day long for me. I'm just like, really? Like, you think this is bad? I mean, check the news, what's happening in Ukraine or, any parts of the world. We have this unlimited opportunity that if we truly try, you can build phenomenal future for you and your kids and grandkids. But it's hard. And people complain about hard. I told my agents yesterday, choose your heart. You can either knock on the doors or make videos or cold call people, but it will be hard. But this hard in this country. It's not even hard. Like this is easy. This is so easy. I'm just like, if I can bring half of Ukraine here, they would control country because they would be so excited about unlimited opportunities we have here. And we're like, yeah, but it's hard. I mean, these people have no house, no food, no water. I mean, and we're like, yeah, it's hard to get rejected on the phone. I'm like, please do reject Monika 200 times a day because I have a beautiful house, beautiful family, nice car. I go on vacation. I was just in Hawaii. I'm like, yeah, it's hard, but yeah, this is not hard. And it's a perspective. And I wish we can take EXP event to Ukraine and have people truly experience what's hard. I ran internationally, and when I was 15, we had European Championship in Moscow. And I went to race, and we stayed in one of the best hotels. I mean, I ran for my country. So this is international race. This is beautiful hotel. And it didn't matter how much money you had in your pocket. You walk to the grocery store, and I'm 15, and shelves are empty. Can you imagine? I mean, COVID was bad, but walk to any grocery store in the country, and doesn't matter if you have 10 million, 2 million, doesn't matter how much money you have. You cannot buy anything. And I'm like, people, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you have money. It's not, oh, you don't have cash, but there's nothing to buy. And like, being hungry, I mean, people go, I don't eat that. I'm like, when you grow up where I do, we eat everything because it's a gift. Food is a gift. It's not like, oh, I don't eat that. I eat everything because we didn't have a choice.
I love it. I love it. You need to preach on, preacher.
I was just like,
we need you for president. Oh my God. Or maybe everybody needs to go visit the Ukraine for like a week for vacation. And
they might not make it back, but you know, that's a different story.
I love it. Monika, you've been amazing. Your story is compelling. It's moving. It goes to show, I'm going to tell you right now that everybody who's thinking that there's this crazy little magic pill that you can take tomorrow and be a successful millionaire in this business, is not. It's about building relationships. I love your Apple analogy because it's true. I think it's relative. I mean, people were buying Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Prada gear. There's a market for everything, even in a down market. People will buy. It's there. It's marketable, but they have no value on what things cost. It's just important to them. And that's what you created. You created a piece in your market where you're extremely valuable. You have become the Apple in your neighborhood, and people see value in you, and they'll pay whatever price to have you. And that's how we should be all building our business and in every relationship. And it took a lot of work. 3 years. 4 years. Yeah, years. It wasn't overnight. You didn't walk in there in Ohio and all of a sudden was like, or, you know, bought this application online and gave them like $6.99 and you had 7 listings in 48 hours. No, it was, you put the work in, which it goes back to all the things about habits. I'm grateful to have you on here because we need to have some of your energy on here and some of your slap in the face, people to get up off their ass and get to work because that's what it's about. That's all it's about. So we love you. Appreciate you. Got to honor the time though. We're at the hard 12 stop. I want to make sure I honor everybody's time. Monika, I could go on and listen to you for hours, honestly. Like, seriously.
Thank you.
I hope we can hear you on stage again and build or something. Brent, bring it back on there. Everybody needs to go hear Monika on stage or just go to the build, go to the conferences, go to EXPCon. You guys need to meet these people in person because her energy is great on the Zoom call, but meet her in person. It's infectious. And we love you. Thank you so much. Grateful.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'll see everybody again Thursday. EXP.
We'll see everybody in Cabo, right?
Yeah, everybody in Cabo or build in July 10th or 12th, build in San Antonio. So everybody get a chance to get out there and meet her in person. Thank you so much, Monika. You're amazing. I love you all on this call. You guys are my family. I love you all. Until next week, you guys have an amazing week and go crush it. Go out there and be an Apple in your freaking marketplace. Be an Apple.
What's hard, right?
What's hard, not what's easy. All right, love you guys.
Cheers.
Love you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Monika. You rock.
Thank you. Cheers.